a text. Another chance for you to get yourself $1,000 closer to 6:30, about 30 past most every hour all day. Chance to go fund yourself. Dave Matthews Band, of course, is up for nomination for induction. They are nominated. They're up for induction into the 2020 class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you can, place your fan votes. You can vote for up to 5 of the nominees if you go to rockhall.com. But Dave Matthews himself has said that he doesn't think it's a good idea that they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you're a Dave Matthews fan, you probably take exception to that. But he said that them being up for nomination doesn't make any sense, given all of the other acts that are nominated. He's probably...
So he's playing the humility card.
Well, he's being modest.
Yeah. And that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
That is their first year of eligibility. I think that's part of it for him. He's like, there are a lot of other bands that have been nominated numerous times and haven't gotten in. It seems a little silly that we would get in. They are one of the 10 highest earning acts in history.
And he's really good to everybody behind the scenes. Like when they go on tour, I've heard him talk about this before. Like, he treats everybody like family. He pays everybody a great wage. It's a really... Like, everyone's really well taken care of, and that's not always the case. So
yeah,
I appreciate them for that. Like, I'm not a huge fan of his music, and it's fun to kind of tease about it. But, like, he's a good dude.
Seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody had a Dave Matthews phase, in the mid-'90s, if you were around then, when they were everywhere. And they're unbelievable musicians. I mean, again, I'm with Bill. They're not my favorite band on the planet.
I mean, there's
Carter Beauford is a beast behind the drums, but
some toe tappers that they got, some of those hits.
I like Dave Matthews' work in Just Go With It, the Adam Sandler movie. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of movies, right?
He's very funny in that movie, yeah.
Okay.
Better than Here's a Hero
Goes to visit his mommy.
Right.
Yeah, Dave Matthews Band was kind of early on, they were one of the bands that other bands could look at and go, boy, that's the way to do it. Because by the time they signed their major label deal...
Major label deal?
They didn't really need one. They were out of Virginia, and they started playing in college, and they had, this was back when, people would record the shows and pass tapes, bootleg tapes around. So by the time a label comes calling, these guys are like, we make a lot of money, so if you want to sign us, here's what we want.
Yeah, so they can make demands. Yeah.
Yes, getting a lot of things that bands don't usually get. So, Dave Matthews is also kind of confused by the tone of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I guess. He's like, I'm pretty sure that Lemmy never heard of Biggie, and Biggie probably never heard of Lemmy. I don't know if that's the case. But he said, that's...
I'm sure Lemmy eventually heard of Biggie. He's around for a while.
Well, and now they're both in the same place.
Mm-hmm. Rock and roll heaven.
Yeah! They got a hell of a band up there, man.
Well, it's still in hell. Rock and roll heaven's actually in hell.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I like that even better.
That's like a really nice part of hell.
Yeah.
Although
it's a gated community.
The Dave Matthews Band would be... It could be potentially awkward if they got inducted, which would be fun to watch because they
After he said that?
Well, no. They had... one of their guys died years ago. I forget his name, but he's not... Leroy Moore, maybe? But the guy that played violin for them, this guy Boyd Tinsley, he ended up leaving the band because of sexual misconduct allegations.
Sexual threesome.
So he kind of got Me Too'd by somebody, and he's been gone for a few years. But if the band's going to get inducted...
He's going to show up.
He'd
also,
probably
that's going to be
show
a really long induction ceremony because they don't play short songs.
These guys, they just
jam.
don't stop.
They're a jam band.
Out, man.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Again,
doing 35-minute version of Crash.
So do you have to perform if you're inducted, or is it just like,
I think you can say no, but most people do, right?
Oh no, there have been plenty of years where
courtesy.
people don't play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But most of them do.
Last time when the Moody Blues got in and all these other bands, they were like, we're not playing. Bon Jovi didn't want to play when they got in because they're like, we just want to go up, get inducted, and then go back to the table and get drunk and party with everybody.
Yeah.
So
they don't want to work.
Last time it was in Cleveland, the thing just ended. They were like, all right, good night. Moody Blues. So we're like, what? But yeah, some years, I think it was more prevalent in the early years of the Rock Hall Inductions where there'd be the all-star jam. And there have been some along the way.
So I actually have a question, though, about the induction ceremony. So when Whitney Houston gets in, who's going to accept the award for her? Because her daughter's passed.
When who gets in?
Whitney Houston.
She's not going to get in.
When Whitney Houston gets in, who would accept the award? Because her daughter's passed. Bobby Brown is, like, estranged. So would they just have someone from her estate?
I guess no one. Oop, I guess she can't get in.
She's disqualified.
She's disqualified. Bobby Brown, right?
Well, he's no longer her husband.
No, but who else is left?
Yeah, who else? Is
Sissy?
gonna do
Is Sissy alive?
Her mom is still alive, yeah.
it? Well, her mom can do
Sissy's
it,
her
yeah.
aunt. Is Whitney's mom is
Oh,
alive?
I mean, Whitney's mom is still alive, and Sissy is her mom, and then her Dionne Warwick is her
Dionne
cousin.
Warwick.
Diane Warwick.
No, Diane Warwick.
Diane Warwick. She's a cashier at the Giant Eagle in Rocky River.
Oh, boy.
That's her cousin.
Yeah.
So I guess she could induct her into, give a speech.
It don't snow in Minneapolis, and God don't make little green apples in the summertime. There's your Diane Warwick.
Well, we'll see when Whitney gets in.
Listen, you know my thoughts on that.
I know you do. I just was curious.
I know that you very much want Whitney Houston to get in there.
Can't wait.
I very much do not want her to get in.
I can't wait.
What if she
You guys should
gets
make a
in
bet.
and Dave Matthews Band doesn't, and then he has to sit with that? We're not, compared to all the other people on the list, and Whitney Houston gets in.
Well, that's my contention. I've got nothing against Whitney Houston, but when you're faced with a class like the one they've got this year, and again, I can't conceive of a class where I'd go, yeah, put Whitney Houston in. So I'm a little hypocritical because there's not going to be a class where I'm going to go, yay, Whitney Houston.
If she gets in, you should take Poundcake.
I think I'd rather take my wife. Yeah.
That's okay.
That's
I think
the
I'd
bet,
rather
though.
take
Like,
my
to
wife.
say that like you don't think she's gonna get in, then
That's not a bet.
put your money.
Okay,
yeah,
Alan.
I didn't say I don't think she's going to get in. I think she probably will get in.
Okay.
He's
I
just
think it
butthurt
sucks.
about it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not going to change my life if she gets in.
Sound a
I'm
little
saying I
butthurt.
think it's going to suck if she gets in at the expense of the MC5 or Motorhead. You're telling me. I know you like Whitney Houston. Set that aside. I mean, I'm objective enough to look at a field of nominees and go, yes, no, whatever.
Whitney Houston or Imagine Dragons?
You can't look at that class and say Whitney Houston deserves to be in there unless you want to swap her out for Biggie, fine. But she does not deserve to take a spot that another rock band, and I'm no purist again, but she does not deserve a spot from another rock band. She does not deserve to go in before Todd Rundgren or Judas Priest. I didn't even like Bon Jovi getting in.
You have to pick one.
Because I don't have anything against Bon Jovi, but no one has ever started a band and said, we want to be Bon Jovi. No one ever said that. No one was ever influenced by Bon Jovi.
Know that.
Name me one band who cites Bon Jovi as an influence.
don't know bands.
Well, then what are you talking to me for?
I'm saying
You don't know anything. I do.
But you don't know that someone didn't say Bon Jovi was their inspiration.
let's see.
Have you ever heard a band say that?
No, but I don't pay attention to bands. But
You pay just as much attention as anybody. You could pay attention 24/7 and you'd never hear a band say that.
okay.
They sold millions of albums, but this isn't about album sales, or there would be tons of bands in there who aren't. Judas Priest has sold a lot of albums. Iron Maiden has sold a lot of albums. Those guys aren't in. No band has ever said, we want to be Bon Jovi. But they got in.
Okay.
Bon Jovi, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, influence on country. So it influenced country more than it did rock and roll.
I guarantee you no
Yeah.
country band says we were influenced by Bon Jovi.
No, more the sound.
What sound?
Well, because they're like, I'm a cowboy. that
One
kinda
song?
crowd. Yeah, that's all it takes.
That's them being influenced by country, not vice versa. And that was for a movie. That was for a Western. It's for Young Guns, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Wanted!
Dead or alive.
Right. Again, they're not bad songs. They're fine. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I have no doubt that there's probably a pretty good chance that Whitney Houston will go in there. I just ain't here for it, as the kids say.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh, hold on.
Define one. One band.
On Future Rock Legends, it said, oh, man.
What about Millie Bobby Brown? Isn't she Bobby Brown's daughter?
No.
All right.
I'm going to have to fact check that one.
Man,
Yeah, Find that out.
FutureRockLegends.com. There are some Bon Jovi fans in here.
What the hell is
All
FutureRockLegends.com? It's
But are
probably
these
is that a Bon
popular
Jovi
bands?
fan site?
I don't know what it is. Future Rock. It's definitely like a Reddit type of thing.
They're writing
And-
in all
Dude,
caps.
Well, yeah, a lot of people. I'm trying to find one that's relevant, but it's a lot of people screaming that they're the best band of all time.
Yeah,
They're
there's a
one
lot
of
of
the
fans,
best,
but
they're one of the best, most influential rock bands in history. They absolutely deserve to go in.
About Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi is without
Again,
a doubt.
no
deserved-
one has ever been influenced by Bon Jovi. No one.
there's like a whole thing about like Bruce
Future.
Springsteen and all these other bands, but it is very hard to find a band that is saying, yeah, we were directly
Yes.
inspired by.
Nickelback,
No.
All
You
American
wouldn't-
Rejects, Bowling for Soup, Goo Goo Dolls.
You would not have to dig too far if there were bands that said, yup, Bon Jovi. You wouldn't have to do any deep dives.
Now, is that them saying it?
This is no. This is that same thread, but they're saying those are people who were influenced by Bon Jovi. Nickelback, All American Rejects, Bowling for Soup, and the Goo Goo Dolls.
The Goo Goo Dolls used to be a metal band, for God's sake.
Yeah, and they got crappier and became
Well,
more like Bon Jovi.
They realized what side their bread was
Yeah.
buttered. I don't give them a hard time for that. Anybody who can do that 180 and maintain their relevance, say what you want about the Goo Goo Dolls, they wrote some goddamn hits, and they sell tickets. But I don't.
So does
I
Bon
can't-
Jovi.
I don't. No, I understand. I'm saying. I mean, but you're not going to run into a band either that goes, well, we were mostly influenced by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah, I can't really find anything.
No, nothing
I'd have
like
to-
actually legit.
Yeah, I'd have to dig a lot deeper. There's a lot of Bon Jovi inspired pop music and country music, but not so much like a band that's like, hey, Dave Grohl's not like, when I heard Bon Jovi in the 80s, I was
Right,
like, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That was all I needed to hear. If you follow Machine Gun Kelly on Twitter, it's pretty funny because he made all the Panic at the Disco fans mad. Poundcake chief among them.
Oh, yeah.
They are his favorite punk band, he has said. And Machine Gun Kelly was saying you got to move Panic because Panic at the Disco is on all these rock charts.
Yeah.
I didn't even know people were still paying attention to charts, but he's in the biz. Maybe he does. He wants to see how his own album is doing, I guess. But he says you got to move Panic at the Disco to the pop charts. They're not a rock band. That was his take on it. And so the Panic at the Disco fans went crazy, calling him jealous.
But he's not on the rock charts either.
No,
But he
So
doesn't want to be.
Yeah. What is he?
No.
Why would... He's not competing with
Why
them.
not? He's not.
He's
what?
making an observation, saying, hey,
Yeah.
they're a lot poppier now.
Yeah.
Not as rock as they used to be.
Yeah.
We should probably move them over there.
Yeah.
He's not saying they're good or bad
Yeah.
either. He's saying they're on the charts,
Yeah.
so they're doing well.
Yeah.
But we should probably move them over to a
Yeah.
category that suits their music a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Calm down,
Yeah.
fans.
True.
He sounded like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
What, is he going to get mad at Yellow Wolf next? Don't you start talking about Yellow Wolf.
I don't know about Yellow Wolf.
Ah! Hey, Christina,
Yes.
what's up?
Nothing. I don't know, but I am Drunk Sue's daughter, and I know you guys are very surprised that she's not on the internet, but it's probably for the best, because all she would probably do is call me and say she can't figure it out, and then I would have to help her, and that would just be a disaster.
Yeah, but everybody,
Because-
I mean, I take your point, but everybody kind of has that learning curve with their parents, but then once they get it, then they get it, but then you regret showing them how to do it because then you never hear the end of it. Then they
Yeah, but she can't even figure out her cell phone, let alone the internet. And who knows what random stuff she would post on there, and who she would talk about. And
I see. She would get in nothing. So you're just
So what
trying.
you're saying is we need to get Drunk Sue the internet.
You're trying to cut me off at the pass by saying, please don't get
Don't
my
get
mother
her
on
on
social
the- yeah.
media. Right.
We need content.
Right. I understand. Understood.
Thank you, guys.
You don't go by like Drunk Christina or anything, do you?
No, I don't.
No,
Do you drink? Do you like to also tie one on?
It's not really.
Four
maybe.
Loco and yeah.
Isn't that the case
I don't
usually?
do Four Loco though. Absolutely not.
What's your
Right.
drink of choice?
Absolute and cranberry.
Oh, there you go.
Hey.
What is that, a Cape Cod? Sea
Yes.
breeze? What's that
It's
called?
called a Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
Great for UTIs.
All right. Do you
Shout
have
out to
any?
my mom. I love you.
Okay, thank you,
Oh, she kinda
Christina.
sounded like
There
her
you
right
go.
there.
Did, yeah, a little bit.
right.
Love you, baby.
I didn't even get a chance to ask her if she had any active UTIs.
Not with all that cranberry juice.
Well, she doesn't drink a lot.
Not
so.
a panacea.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake.
Good evening, Alan. Hey, quick question about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame discussion. Now, would it be fair to say that you're of the opinion that if a band, regardless of commercial success, could have been demonstrably proven to be hugely influential on future bands, you can make a case for them?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know that they whatever calculus the Rock Hall uses, I'm sure it's a combination of influence and commercial viability and fan engagement. I'm sure it's not just one thing. And again, I'm not trying to hold them to one criterion. I'm just saying that there were a lot of fans that were clamoring for Bon Jovi getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and using them as an example of this perceived bias that the Rock Hall has against like 80s hair bands, because that's where Bon Jovi had their first act. But yeah, I think because they always point that out too at these inductions. They point out the people who were influenced by these particular bands, right? Fleetwood Mac and all the, oh, we love Fleetwood Mac. So
Yeah, for sure. You got tons of 90s alternative bands, especially in southern L.A., who cite Fishbone as an influence, and they never got their due. I've been an ambassador of them for decades.
I love them, like the Bad Brains. I mean, I love them too, and all
Pixies,
that DC
you
hardcore
get all
stuff.
that
Yeah,
stuff?
but those also aren't bands that I assume would get into the Rock Hall, because I think they're probably
They're on the lower side of the popularity
yeah.
scale.
It's a three-legged stool, and one of them is a little bit lower than the other ones. But
Yeah, Fugazi gets in the Hall of Fame, people are going to be like, who? A lot of them, so.
more like Fugazi. Am I right, Jake?
Hey.
Hi-oh! I did it. All right, thanks, Jake. Yeah, listen.
Wait, is that who Ghazi is? Ben Ghazi? Is that who that is?
Yeah, Ben Ghazi is the singer for Fugazi.
Okay.
Yes.
Now it makes sense.
That's right. And despite
That's
exhaustive
who Hillary
investigations,
was emailing.
Yes,
he
that's
didn't do
exactly
anything
right.
wrong.
Look
That's
at you.
right.
Named Ben Ghazi.
Finally putting this all together.
I didn't know she was such a music fan.
You live and learn, right?
Yeah. You
I don't know what
guys
to
have
tell you.
opened my eyes to so many things on this
Have
show.
we?
I'm learning.
Just not blanket related.
No.
Yeah, all right. Alan, did you see the story where Third Eye Blind played Goo Goo Dolls songs to see if anybody noticed? Listen,
That's fantastic.
That's hilarious, but that is.
They might
I
have-
would not have noticed.
they might have just done that here.
I would have been like, I thought they wrote this song.
Yeah,
Thought this was their
interesting.
song.
Yeah. Whitney Houston and Dave Matthews were definitely influenced by Bon Jovi. All right, listen, I'd like to see Warren Zevon in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But he
Yeah.
didn't really have the commercial viability that I think that they're looking for. And Bon Jovi did have its second act, much like Def Leppard, in that kind of moms bringing their daughters to the concert now. It's my life and all that crap,
Yeah.
But even their early stuff really lent itself. Living on a Prayer is an easy transition into. It's not like, if Motorhead started to do easy listening while Lemmy was still alive. That would have been
Great.
Would have been fantastic.
Would have been very enjoyable.
Little Doctor's Lobby version of Ace of Spades. So, yeah, what to tell you. We will see in March if Poundcake is right.
We'll know before then who's getting in.
No,
I'm
they
saying
don't
that I
announce
will
until
see
the
with
day
my
of-
own eyes.
And Poundcake there by your side.
No, but you know what?
I could probably finesse and probably get some tickets.
Go ahead.
I can try.
And I'll be going, boo!
That's okay.
Boo!
That should be your polar blast punishment.
Boo!
If you lose, you have to take him to the
I
Rock
don't
Hall
want to
Induction.
go with him.
Please.
I don't want to go with
He
him.
doesn't want to go as a punishment.
That's both of your punishment.
But I don't want to go with
That's
him.
my punishment, not a punishment to him. It's the greatest day of his life.
I'm gonna
That's
be
the best
yeah,
my
punishment we
punishment.
can make you
bawling
do.
my eyes out, and I'm just gonna be there. Oh God.
Boo!
Exactly.
You suck. Glad you're dead.
See, but this will be entertaining for
Excuse you.
us.
That's hella rude.
Now, if anybody would know.
Now I really want this to happen.
That's what I'm saying. That should be Alan's. That should be your.
I'd be
polar
throwing
blast
popcorn
punishment.
at his head.
Popcorn.
Yes,
it's not a
again, more
movie
reasons
theater,
to-
right? Popcorn.
They'll have refreshments.
You're
They're not
going to be. I'm going to be on the
whack that
floor.
under-
You're going to be up in the nosebleeds. You're not even going to see me.
I can throw
No,
it down
he
there.
has to be your plus one at your table. You have to introduce him to
and you have
people.
to bring popcorn.
I'm
for
gonna
him.
have to bring him
eat all
popcorn.
his food on
Bring
his plate.
an unpopped bag of popcorn and ask the service staff, "Can you put this in the microwave for me?"
Yeah, okay.
That's what you got to do. Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay.
No, you know what, babe? You're not going to the Rock Hall Inductions with me because I lost the tubing race. Oh, really? Yeah, sorry.
Have to take pound cake.
Have to take Poundcake.
With a GoPro.
The GoPro. Yeah.
Gross. I don't want to go with him. So it's
No, he wouldn't know how to act.
That's the whole
do you mean I don't
point.
know how
That's
to
why
act?
this is
You can't take
this is
him
the
anywhere.
best
Take me
punishment.
everywhere.
It's like
There's-
a black tie event. He's on there. Hey, we're coming out.
That's what I'm saying. This is the best punishment for you.
been to
To
plenty
just be
black tie
embarrassed by him all night long.
No, I wouldn't be embarrassed by him. It would just be annoying.
You're like,
Well, that's
Yeah.
still funny.
Because
Yeah.
he'd go, Whitney would be the one inductee he would know.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
The
right.
ratio is all off. He'd be like,
Yep.
ah, Whitney. And I'd be like, next up, like, who's this?
That's the whole point.
Judas Priest. Who?
He's absolutely right.
I don't know
blame
him.
Yeah, right.
Where's the priest at?
He one of the ones that touch little boys.
Didn't Judas defy Jesus?
Yeah.
Defy him.
Hence the name.
Please, dude, this has to be your punishment.
Absolutely not. I don't even agree to that.
Hey, what's going on down there? He's gonna be up in the
He's got binoculars.
rafters. Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's right, Pound. I'm with you. Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. If you want to get the last word in, send me a text 35192. Next chance for you to grab yourself $1,000 is coming at 6:30. You can go fund yourself before the Corey Roddick experience.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and